Australia, a vast island continent, has a long and fascinating history. For thousands of years, Aboriginal people were the only inhabitants of this land. They lived in close harmony with nature, developing a rich and diverse culture. Aboriginal Australians were skilled hunters and gatherers. They had complex social structures and a deep spiritual connection to the land. Their stories, songs, and dances have been passed down through generations. The arrival of Europeans in the 18th century marked a turning point in Australian history. The British, led by Captain James Cook, claimed the land as their own, ignoring the presence of the Aboriginal people. Captain James Cook, a British explorer, landed on the east coast of Australia in 1770. He claimed the land for the British Crown, calling it New South Wales. This event had a profound impact on the future of Australia. Cook's reports of the new land sparked interest in Britain. The British government saw Australia as a potential source of resources and a place to send convicts. The first fleet of British ships arrived in 1788, carrying over 1,000 convicts and settlers. The arrival of the British marked the beginning of European colonization in Australia. It led to the displacement and dispossession of Aboriginal people from their traditional lands. The first fleet arrived at Botany Bay in January 1788, carrying over 1,000 people. Most were convicts, sent from overcrowded British prisons. They established a penal colony at Sydney Cove, which would become the city of Sydney. Life for the early settlers was harsh. They had to clear land, build shelters, and find food in a new and unfamiliar environment. Many convicts died from disease, starvation, or conflict with the Aboriginal people. Despite the hardships, the colony at Sydney grew. Free settlers began to arrive, attracted by the promise of land and opportunity. They established farms, businesses, and towns, gradually expanding European settlement across the continent. Gold was discovered in Australia in 1851, sparking a massive influx of people from all over the world. Thousands of hopeful prospectors flocked to the goldfields, dreaming of striking it rich. This period of rapid population growth and economic change is known as the Australian Gold Rush. The gold rush had a profound impact on Australian society. It led to the rapid growth of cities like Melbourne and Ballarat, and the development of new industries and infrastructure. The influx of immigrants from diverse backgrounds also contributed to Australia's multicultural character. The gold rush also had a significant impact on the Aboriginal people. Their land was seized for mining, and many were killed or displaced in the rush for wealth. Section 5. Becoming a nation. For much of the 19th century, Australia was divided into 6 separate colonies. However, the desire for a united and independent nation grew stronger over time. On January 1st, 1901, the 6 colonies federated, marking the birth of the Commonwealth of Australia. The Federation of Australia was a significant milestone in the country's history. It created a new national identity and paved the way for Australia to become a more independent and influential nation on the world stage. The new Australian government faced many challenges, including establishing a national defence force, developing a national economy, and defining its place in the world. Section 6. A difficult past. Australia's history is not without its dark chapters. The treatment of Aboriginal people by European settlers was often brutal and unjust. They were driven from their lands, their culture was suppressed, and many were killed or died from diseases brought by Europeans. The Australian government implemented policies that aimed to assimilate Aboriginal people into white society. These policies often resulted in the forced removal of children from their families, known as the stolen generations. The legacy of these policies continues to affect Aboriginal communities today. However, there has been growing recognition of the injustices of the past and a commitment to reconciliation between Indigenous and non-Indigenous Australians. Section 7. Modern Australia. In the 20th century, Australia emerged as a modern and prosperous nation. It played a significant role in both world wars, and its economy grew rapidly in the post-war era. Australia embraced multiculturalism, welcoming immigrants from all over the world. It developed a strong welfare state, providing education, healthcare and social security to its citizens. Despite its successes, Australia also faced challenges, such as economic recessions, environmental degradation, and the need to reconcile with its Indigenous past. Section 8. A multicultural society. Today, Australia is a vibrant and diverse nation. People from all over the world have made Australia their home, bringing with them their own unique cultures and traditions. This multiculturalism is one of Australia's greatest strengths. It has created a rich and dynamic society full of different perspectives and experiences. Australians are known for their friendliness, their love of sport, and their laid-back attitude. They are proud of their country and its achievements. Section 9. Australia Today. Australia today is a thriving democracy with a strong economy. It is a significant player on the world stage, known for its contributions to science, technology, and the arts. Australians continue to grapple with the legacies of their past, including the treatment of Aboriginal people and the environment. However, there is a strong national identity and a belief in a fair go for all. Australia's journey through time has been marked by both challenges and triumphs. It is a nation forged from diverse origins, striving to create a just and equitable society for all its citizens.